Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator as we continue to move on here. Looks like we've got 4 jobs out of Puk here in Poland. 3 of them will keep us in Poland, which is wonderful. It's kind of one of the reasons I'm like, well, let's head out this way and see what we can do as we get kind of into the center of the map and the busy areas. But obviously we're going to want to keep going ahead and working where we can. Looks like we need to deliver this by 5:39 a.m. here. So it's going to be another nighttime haul, but probably the next one will be in a better position. But the smart thing to do is obviously to take the most per kilometer that we possibly can. So unless there's really a reason not to, because say it's taking me somewhere horrid or whatever, that's likely what I will be doing. So we've got these 16 tons of shock absorbers that will be heading to Ostrowiecka. We will see what that looks like. So the one thing I am trying to determine is I'm not sure that we're really getting jobs other than from the GDC mod, because like the companies I'm used to seeing, like we don't seem to have that many, but the other side also is, like I don't know that this would be a city that would be in Truck Simulator normally, if not for all the map mod add-ons. So I think that's a little bit of what we have going on as well. But we've got a little dark thing here in the yard. Mercedes truck. Again, LXW Walter. Just checking everything out. Why don't we have any lights on top? It might be a tarp load. It looks like it is, so that must be what it is. But other than that, I think we're good. So let's get ourselves in gear. And let's get ourselves out of the yard. So I think we want to go here into the center. And then turn and get out of this kind of joint location. But yeah, that something energies, like I've not seen that before, so I'm pretty sure that's what it is just GDC companies, maybe? So I think since the last time I drove, I did go ahead. They were offering a special, kind of a holiday special of a 50% discount to become a Patreon supporter. So I was able to do a year for basically $1 a month. So I decided go ahead and do that. Give this a try for a year. See if it makes sense. Alright, we got new mail. We're going to have to try to remember that. I'm guessing maybe it's just another company offering to hire us if we had our own equipment, but we know we don't. So that's not going to help much. We'll get ourselves up to 70 on our cruise, and we will be heading out. But yeah, late Friday, 9:38 p.m. here in Poland, but as we've talked about, just kind of that time where we're doing quick jobs that we're going to go ahead and run a little more often. I did see they had a little bit of a teaser of some things they're thinking about in the mod, and some of them, one of the ones that caught my eye based on where I'm at in my career, is something that's going to kind of encourage people to do more quick jobs rather than just trying to jump into a truck as quickly as possible. Now again, that may be for folks not in the Extreme Edition, because we have very little choice but to do what we're doing. But I did find that intriguing, and as I said, you know, the biggest benefit of having and being a Patreon supporter of GDC is certainly that I'll be able to see all the posts that go out and all the details. So, take the first exit. Okay. Alright, so we got a little wooden fence on the side. It's obviously harder to see things in the evening and in the dark, so you know, there'll be less going on as long. But you know, the good news is if we stay in the mainland, we should get a few jobs. There should be, you know, 4, 5, 6 episodes straight where maybe we have daytime running. I mean, some of that again depends on, do I take a longer job? Do I take a shorter job? You know, all of that. But this, you know, and again, the episodes may be short. I'm not really worried about the time at this point because we are now at a much higher frequency. I'm going to have to pay attention when I get into American Truck Simulator and when that save point comes up, if we get that hesitation. I just simply think it's because it's saving so much detail with the 97 mods. I think just knowing that it has 97 mods, it takes a second or two for it to save. And I think that's what's causing part of the problem.
Turn right.
So some of the things I just was taking a look at, because I'm always, you know, wanting to learn more about whatever, you know, sims I'm doing and things. And you know, we do have the Truckee tracker at the bottom. I have officially removed myself from Viva, which has closed and shuttered its doors several months back at this point. But I was still attached in them in Truckee, but at this point I'm not attached to a VTC. I did do a little bit of looking because one of the things I came across for other VTCs, so I should say what did I go looking for, and I'll explain why, and I probably need to not skip parts of the story or it doesn't make as much sense. So I started seeing you know, part of, as I was looking at the Truckee hardcore mode, which in theory I'm running, but I can't qualify because with quick jobs you're not connecting your truck, and so one of the requirements of hardcore mode is you need to drop off and pick up your load, and I can't do that in quick jobs, so we're never going to actually officially qualify for hardcore jobs till who knows when. I mean, until we own a truck. But in doing that, I came across the fact that Truckee has a dispatcher, and I was a little bit curious about what that did. And with the other lead that I got on LTL, or based on my LTL question or comment of SpedV, which I think I tried in one of the episodes in ETS. I'm not sure. It might have been ATS. I don't know. There's one episode in one of the series recently where I did test SpedV, but it also doesn't function with GDC Real Economy because it's charging you a lot of fees for things. And so it would be interesting maybe to do that at some point, and I may pull you know, a series or something and just, you know, a lot less frequent or whatever once I get a profile up to the level where I own a truck trailer and things like that. So I'd have to do some offline driving for a bit before that made sense. And right now, I haven't touched it since the exploration I did for a little while. So I think it's going to take... I don't know that that will ever come to the channel. But... Alright, so we discovered Warsaw, which is great. That is the capital of Poland, if you're unfamiliar. I know enough about that. I don't know... I know a lot of the European capitals. I just don't know that I know enough of them. So sorry, let me turn this off.
Exit left.
Whoa, exit left. It didn't say that. But, yeah, had to do something in real life. But anyway, so there was a bit of a break where I was just standing in the middle of the road. Hopefully that was cut out. If it's not, I apologize, and that's what happened, and it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, I just noticed this truck has 921,000 kilometers. So, a good example of seeing, you know, how things are operating, and that you can have a truck at this level. And so if I find a used truck with 500,000, I really shouldn't worry about it. And I think there were a good amount of trucks that way in the used truck market. I mean, I don't think I'm going to look for a long time at this point, because even if they do shift up, I mean, the interesting thing would be, do I get new trucks, and do they happen outside of updates? Because again, there was like a Western, or there was like a 30,000. The Western Star's probably over an ATS. As I said that, I'm like, no, that's... Sorry, yawning. That's the other series in America. But, so yeah, we're coming up on midnight. But yeah, right now the lowest I've gotten is 30,000. But I have seen some people say they've seen trucks appear at like 18,000. So, you know, that'll be a choice to make, but I would think those would be really, really bad trucks. So while it would be nice to get to the point where, hey, I'm really trying to establish what kind of company I am, you know, there's those trade-offs of kind of rushing through. So maybe by the time we hit the sign, it'll be midnight. But no, I don't think it'll change quite that fast. Yeah, I saw pro mods on the digital sign above, so I'm guessing this entire roadway, whatever. All of this is a map add-on. But we've got about... Uh-oh. I don't like what I'm seeing on the map. So I'm going to slow down, because we're likely... Yeah, see, they vanish. So we have a break in the map. Alright, I'm gonna try something here. Alright, so... I'm gonna go ahead. Oops. Pull this up. Why am I not seeing the map? I'm a bit confused. Because I'm pretty sure there's another break up here, so I'm going to need... I don't need the chat. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so yes, there's another break here. So what I did is I teleported the truck across. I'm gonna have to do that here as well. Alright. So hopefully...
Keep right, and then exit right.
No, we want to exit. Now the one thing I hadn't done, which I guess would help, because we would have seen this, is yes, I did not show the route. So we're going to go ahead and look. So we left book here, came out, came down, and then yes, we've got a couple breaks in the roadway here, which is unfortunate. So here and here, and yeah, we would have just fallen where the other trucks disappear, but then they reappeared. Like, yeah, we would not do that. So I'm just taking a quick look. Like, yeah, that just seems to be a fluke, which is interesting because, yeah, so I'm wondering if I can maybe report that somehow. But it could also be a combination of other maps I'm running. I don't know. But yeah, so we're exiting here, and we're basically going to be delivering soon. So I apologize. I'm trying really hard to get that established in my head.
Exit right.
Because I know people really would want to see that and what we're doing and all that. So, but yeah, this is the thing we're going to run into sometimes, and I don't know that there's a way around it, other than, again, just to not have all the maps and whatever. Like, if I just go to base game stuff, like, yeah, things are going to work, but you know, that's not what we need. So, alright. So, we have a bit of grass, which that will happen too. It's just hard to make every part of the thing perfect. Alright, so let's see. Alright, that's about where we want to be at 50. Now again, if we run into some small little gap, we're going to have a problem. Because, like, I might not see it in time, and, you know, it's possible the truck could, like, fly over that enough. But yeah, those bigger gaps just wasn't going to happen. Yeah, and so there may be a situation, because we did, you know, in the early episodes kind of talk about the honesty policy that GDC expects or suggests that you use to really get the most out of the mod, which is like, you're not just like, ooh, something happened and I have an accident, and you resort to an old save. If we have an accident because of a map problem, that's clearly different than if I just drive poorly, or, you know, again, we just have some weird thing happen with traffic. So yes, now that we see that this is possible, because honestly, the only time this ever happened to me, there is an episode I have somewhere where I fell off the map in Montana.
At the round. Take the first exit.
So, I think I have that on video somewhere. That's the only time it's ever happened to me, on or off. You know, but I know it's possible, but I've just never seen it happen in Europe. You know, again, and I might have expected it, like, connecting to other maps, like, you know, hey, if we got to take some roadway wherever, that maybe it would do something, but, you know, if I'm going to Russia, or I'm going, you know, all the way over to Indonesia or whatever, like when I'm really crossing maps, but I really thought the Pro Mod stuff was dialed in, so I am surprised. I'm going to take the third exit, I'm guessing, and then go to that little...
Take the second exit.
I guess it is the second exit. But yeah, we're going all the way around. Alright. Oknoplast. Don't know who they are. But, hey. And I think part of the problem with the AI there is, I'm... like, I wasn't really in the lane. I was kind of straddling the lane, so it probably really didn't, like, consider me. I assume we're turning right. Yep.
And then turn right.
Yeah, I think if I really wanted to make this crazy,
Get ready
you know, I've seen in my explorations of other folks' channels, as I've been trying to learn about things, I've seen no GPS series, where obviously they just look at the map and then find their own way. That would be a bit insane, I would think. Alright, well, we should have enough room here. I'm assuming we're parking. Yep, there it is, up against the building. So we will pull around and then back up, but there is our space. So this is a very easy parking job. I'll screw it up somehow, I promise. Won't make it boring for you. But I won't be intending to do it on purpose. But yeah, I just probably won't make it boring for you because I'm just that big of a screwed up truck driver. Alright, so we're just idling, heading back, kind of what the normal approach would be and is recommended by folks who do this for a living. They're like, you know, you don't need to race into your parking spot. We had a save right there, so that didn't help. But should be good. There we go. Get ourselves in there. Alright, so I guess until proven otherwise, we're going to assume that all European trailers have the landing gear on the passenger side, because we are running into that all the time. Like, I wouldn't necessarily know unless I was, like, looking outside, because till these series I wasn't getting out of the truck and taking a peek at things. Alright, 4,000. Go see what the email says. Alright, Globus Life. Yep, drivers with their own trucks. We offer competitive rates. Okay, see, I'm wondering if this would really work. You know, because this, I'm sure, is being reported, so I'm sure that's base game stuff. Because, yeah, if we got 22,000 for a job, that would be just insanity. But moving up through level 0, Saturday at 1 a.m., so yeah, next run may still be in the dark. We may be starting the next one in the dark. We'll have to see. We may still have a few more episodes in the dark here. If you've not liked or subscribed, please consider those things. Greatly appreciated. And I will see you next time.